And so, we've come to the end. I know, sad, right? So, we've read stories, we've read poems, we've read a novel, hopefully. How do we wrap all this up? What is it exactly we've gleaned from this incredibly uncomfortable and sometimes horrifying journey into the world of literature? And not just literature, but American literature. A class about the geographic region of the United States of America. What does that even mean? Why has the state required you to go through this incredibly difficult process in order to go to a career that more than likely isn't going to have anything to do with literature at all? Well, I don't think I have to spend a lot of time justifying this because the state has basically said you have to, so nah. Right? You guys have had to sit through all my videos. You've had to listen to me yak like a crazy man. But I'll take a second to try to answer that question, just because it is an interesting mental exercise. Well, one of the best skills that you'll have in life is the ability to appropriate and use jargon. To mesh into a new field, or a new discipline, a new industry, you get the picture. Literature is a really, really good place to practice that. Because most of you have absolutely no, literary bone in your body. Because you're basically coming into a very, very, very complex system of terms and words and concepts and ideas, and you have to appropriate it really quick and speak with it at least on a semi-intelligent level in an organized way. Yeah, I know it's unpleasant. It's like, I'm never going to talk about the Washington Irvings in my real life. But you are going to have to talk about things that you have absolutely no emotional connection with. That's just life. So literature is kind of a place that we can appropriate that and practice those skills in a pretty safe environment, right? I mean, well, safe relative. There's plenty of stuff in this class that could have triggered you. If you read Game of Thrones, you may have been slightly traumatized if you're not used to that type of thing. But even though it doesn't appeal directly to our sense of logic to say, why is reading these stories and why is analyzing these poems, what's that going to offer me? It is there. It is for your benefit. And for me, literature was something that was meant to be enjoyed. It was the box office movies of their day. I really want you guys to kind of understand the joy that can be found from this stuff. Because the modern world has not done a good job of preserving that rewarding feeling of getting through a very long or complex story and parsing through all of the details about it. That's a cool feeling. It is for me anyway. And I can't expect everybody to share that, but complexity, man. Complexity is something that just, sets my brain on fire. Makes me happy. It just makes me feel alive when I get a hold of something that I'm really interested in, and I can't stop playing with it. I can't stop analyzing it. I can't stop thinking about it to try to understand it as much as I possibly can. I think that's where the disconnect for literature comes from, because most of us have a get in, get out mentality. I'm not going to come in here and give it a whole 100% full effort unless I see a direct benefit of it to me. You're going to have a kind of, I don't want to say boring, but simple life if you're just experiencing things for the rote, obvious benefit. So think about it. Going into the final exam, the main thing I'm going to be asking you is for concepts that were discussed in the YouTube videos. Mainly, look at the eras. The colonial era, the Puritans, Romanticism, the anti-transcendentalists, moving into the modern, Victorianism. Understand what those historical eras were about. Be able to tell me a little bit about the Americanness of something. Be prepared to tell me what certain authors wrote. Be prepared to tell me about specific characters and what they went through. I'm basically going to be checking to see that at the very least you've been listening to me yak like an idiot, because if you haven't been, why am I doing this, right? So, easiest way to study would be to just go through and watch the YouTube videos again. I mean, they're not very long. Might take you, a couple of hours? Like 10 minutes a piece? It's not the most time-consuming thing in the world. Anyway, I hope you guys had at least a little bit of enjoyment out of this experience. If not, then I'm sorry. I'll try harder next time. Good luck in your lives and your careers.